bastard that is John Mannion of JohnDrinks. So
Can I move yet?
yeah, you can move.
Okay, cool, sweet, grand. Hello guys, how you doing?
Yeah. No, so yeah, John and I had been meaning to meet up in Edinburgh for quite a wee while, and just it was just.
There's been some shenanigans going on. You might have heard about it in the news or other outlets. Maybe the Beano has been telling you or keeping you up to date with these kind of things.
Yeah. CGTN's chasing them, Russia Today, all of these sort of government mouthpieces, aren't they?
Le Monde, if you read that. I don't know if you do. We have a viewer.
We have a viewer. Oh, Pascal is saying hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
The live's not actually updating it to tell you who's. Oh, there it is. Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's cool.
It's slowly pinging through.
Yeah. So
okay.
We're getting lots of folk on. Well, a few folk. Yeah.
It is what, like 1:20.
1:20.
Yeah.
1:20 on a Sunday. This is quite impressive, actually.
Well, it's more impressive. Is it impressive that they're watching us, or is it impressive that we're drinking a 15% beer at this time in the afternoon?
No, we're just going to get to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, spoilers. Sorry, I'll let you do it. Your channel, your voice. It's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. No, I'm just surprised. I mean, we've got quite a few folk actually watching us now. But you remember the channel exploded with all the French guys, so there's loads of French flags and Vive la France, Vive la Joica.
I did spot that. It was like that was a really lovely little shout out that you got.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you speak any French?
No, not really.
Interesting. Okay.
Mon français, c'est la merde.
Okay.
But
I let the funky music do the talking personally, so that's about as far as it goes.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, we've got quite a few folk actually tuning in. We've got 6. That's quite impressive for just now. People, do you like Italian beers? I do. I have a guy in Italy that is going to organise an Italian box for me, but that will be later in the year. I'm still trying to sort out some French beers at the moment, because obviously there's lots of you guys watching in France. I have a few in a box in Sweden that I'll review, and I also have one that a guy in Finland has got for me, which will be very nice. So
whilst you're in the UK, I think we need to try French lager as well.
Oh, Kronenberg.
Those dumpy little supermarket bottles that are absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, the ones
and do the French no favours whatsoever.
The Lido French beer.
Yes. Had I thought of it, actually, I've got a French whiskey on my shelf. I should have brought that along. Any viewers in the audience familiar with Brent? As someone who drinks a fair bit of whiskey, I'm into it. It's weird stuff, but I'm into it. So. Good work.
Yeah. So to actually properly introduce John. So yes, John has a channel called just JohnDrinks. He does lots of whiskey. And John and I actually studied in Aberdeen at the same time. And John worked in the Bobbin Bar right across from the campus. We probably met, but of course at that time we wouldn't know each other.
Chances are that I've thrown you out more than once.
I never got thrown out of the Bobbin, actually.
No? Oh, okay.
No, I was never thrown out of the Bobbin.
One of the lucky few.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, John is one of my favourite sarcastic bastards of BoozTube. So I think, I'm BeerTube, you're BoozTube, I think.
Yeah, I'm too general, really. I think I'm trying to get into the pocket of WhiskeyTube at the minute, but there's a lot of heady competition there.
You're Ralphie. Ralphie's
that and Moa, you know. I mean, that Roy guy, well, yeah.
There's the German guy as well, Yeah. Well, there's one, Pietra, a really good Corsican beer. I've heard of that, actually. Yeah, I've heard of that. Someone's asking, can I have my beer? Of course, your beer's in your house, you can drink your beer. I don't know. But anyway, so we're chilling in the hanging back, which is, this is Lothian Road, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah.
So
they're digging up for dinosaurs again at the minute. So every 2 minutes, Edinburgh is having its roads ripped up.
For dinosaurs?
Yeah, I've lived here for 5 years. There have genuinely been roads where, they've dug them up, repaved them, and then 2 years later dug them up again. And I'm like, what did you not do the job right the first time? What's going on here?
I don't know.
I think Edinburgh Council just like spending their money.
Probably, yeah. Well, it was trams, and then it was dinosaurs, and then there'll be another excuse later.
We'll be going to Leith later on, because we've got Tram Part 2 at the minute.
They
started again.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's going away down to Ocean Terminal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of the road going down to Leith.
It's just crazy.
Not happening.
It's just crazy. But yeah, we actually didn't have much luck, because the plan was to do some filming at the Wee Vault, which is Vault City's new little tap room that they have. and that was unfortunately not possible because of the COVID restrictions. They are not doing tap service, unfortunately, so that sucks.
I'm looking forward to cracking into this. I'm not going to do it here, obviously, because licensing, but and I'm a good boy in the license trade. But this is something that they have done with Brugada, and they teamed up with Brugada, hence the colours. And it seemed kind of like a good sort of crossover between. Historically, I've not been very into my sours, but Vault City were one of the few that actually kind of like got me turned around on that a little bit. And I think I just realised more than anything else that a lot of brewers, or a lot of the ones that I've tried, have just been kind of like crap.
Yeah.
For want of a better way of putting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, I think one of the things with sour beers is I would really recommend you try Rodenbach.
Okay.
That was one of the ones that really
You
got
have to
me into
write
sour
that
beers.
down.
I will, yeah, I'll write it down for you. Yeah.
The lighting is fluctuating wildly. I've just noticed we've set this up. That is actually the bar, that like heavenly glow in the background, as it should be.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, your super mega amazing camera can't make any of the detail out on that.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to make do. He's got a flip out camera on his phone, and I'm actually quite jealous. It does like a little.
Yeah, it's like.
Every time it happens, I get a semi. It's not.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I have to say, I love this phone. The cat, you don't see it so much on the stream, I guess, but when you're filming just regularly, the 4K.
Yeah, we're going to talk about things that you cannot see. So let's talk more about the bar that's behind there.
Well, we can probably, if we do this, let them see.
Yeah, you can move.
Yeah, we can move. So, guys, there you can see, there is the bar over there. So yeah, this is hanging back, as we say in Edinburgh, Lothian Road. As I said, we didn't have much luck, so we were going to film a few tastings at Wee Vault, closed because of the COVID rules, but they did let us in to buy a few bottles, so I've got a few bottles. The bottles are actually holding up the camera just now, so I'll just let you see what I bought at Vault City. So yeah, I got the pink lemonades, I got Farm to Fermenter strawberry, and Farm to Fermenter punt, and there's Donnie, the sexy beast. Hello, Donnie. Yeah. But we've got a few more comments. Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're good. Yeah, nice to see you, Steve. Oh, how do I get the comments to stay?
Yeah, they keep
enjoy
vanishing.
Enjoy your
sorry
pint.
if we're not replying, guys. The comments come up briefly and then go bye, like a ghost.
Yeah, it's really good that you continue the videos in spite of the few views. Well, actually, see, this is something I've noticed. I've been taking a wee break from kind of filming normally, to be honest. I just wanted a little break. But yeah, it's you say, if you leave the videos, if I didn't publish so much, the videos would actually go into the 200s easy. It's just because I publish so frequently that they get down, and it takes longer for them to build. So that's it. I mean, ideally, you publish maybe 2-3 times a week, and that's how you get your optimum views. But I don't care. I've got so much beer, I need to actually get through it.
I found that actually with like let's YouTube chat for a second. Last year, obviously, I didn't have anything to do. I was
hello, Joe. Joe,
morning,
crazy
guys.
David.
Oh, hello.
And we've got someone saying hello to Donnie. Oh, I can't.
I'd say hello to Donnie too.
Yeah, Donnie is sexy.
Hi, Donnie.
Yeah.
So this time last year, I was like churning out a fair few, like a video a day at one stage, and the channel did really well off of that because it was a lot of stuff I was doing. So just like an exercise for myself, I was like, okay, how did I do 2020 versus 2021?
Yeah.
The channel actually did better this year, despite the fact I was able to give so little time to it. Like, I actually felt bad about how little I was doing in comparison, but it was performing better. So it was like, that doesn't make any sense in my head, but I think it's because I'm still doing it consistently, just less. Shouldn't make sense, but apparently it works.
YouTube's weird like that. My channel, the first explosion was after that Reddit thing. Then on the back of the Reddit, I got Vice News, and then Joyka from France. So yeah, the channel just went mental. Someone else is saying hello. Lifnes franchement. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but yeah. Yeah, the comments. It doesn't. All right. Oh, okay. That's how you do it.
Yeah, you just have to finger it.
Finger it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. So we can. So.
Okay. Everyone deserves a break. Could you one day taste a pearl beer?
Why do I recognise Pearl is? I recognise that
That's
name.
It's the Polish one. I'm not very up on this.
No, there is a Polish beer called Pearl, but just going by his name, that dude's French, I think. Yeah. But yeah, no,
it's entirely possible it's the same stuff, to be fair. It's the stuff that everyone was getting wankered off this time last year, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
The strong beer stream.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I joined in on, and I joined in about an hour late, and the pipe was over already.
Oh,
at
yeah,
that stage.
yeah.
Everyone was like gonzo.
No, it's if you go on a stream when you've got Harry, you can always get Harry onto the dragon soup. Then you're just like, he gets absolutely hammered on that. I think you should continue doing what you're doing, but add in some videos that will make you more views, like filming to a beer factory or trying really expensive beer as well. I have been doing. You guys wouldn't have seen them since the French folk have come in. You wouldn't have seen them, but I have actually in the past done Meet the Breweries, but because of the COVID situation, that hasn't really been possible. But I want to try and organise some Meet the Breweries with the likes of, Vault City and Overtone, Tempest, all of these guys. I've not done any in Scotland, but quite a few of the Swedish guys are keen to do that.
Are we going to Portobello today? Is that what's going on here? That's where Vault is.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, nice beach. Not so nice today because it's wrecking it.
Are they
down,
brewing out there now in Portobello?
Yeah, in Portobello. They've got their own because they were a cuckoo setup.
They were brewing at 71 in Dundee, and then
that was it. Now they're set up in Portobello.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should actually have a look at this beer. We should have a little look at the beer.
Oh shit! Was I supposed to wait for you because I've just been?
Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry. So guys, yes, the beer.
It's nice. Sorry, spoilers. It's not.
It is well.
If you have some things to do, you can go now. It's nice.
Yeah. I've heard that this beer is nice, but So the beer that we have, is from Thornbridge Brewery down in England. It's Necessary Evil. The legend that is Radge has done a review of this and he raved about it, so big shout out to Radge. But yeah, this guy is a 15% Imperial Stout.
The beer, not Radge.
Although Radge's probably more than 15%. Radge's probably more than 15%.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine he's not allowed near any open fires.
Yeah, Radge's not allowed near the open fires. I love that man though, he's brilliant. Radge's brilliant.
Yeah, nightmare at bonfire night, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah. But yeah, 15%, as you can see, it's black as night. Yeah, lovely big dark ebony rosewood colour. Not a lot of head on it, you wouldn't expect that from a 15% Imperial Stout. Will we do the nose?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's silky as anything, eh? Very, very silky. I need to get a bottle of this to do a sit-down review of it. It'll probably appear in Sweden at some point through the small partiers at some stage. But yeah, for me, a little bit woody.
Yeah, I was going to say quite chestnutty.
Yeah, it's a little bit woody and nutty, definitely. I don't get so much in the way of vanilla out of this. It's more like a really oily, dark chocolate you get out of this, like 70-80% cocoa kind of thing. 80% cocoa.
Yeah, it's the annoying thing of like, I know what I'm getting, but I can't translate it to a word right now, so I'm like flicking through my brain dictionary to try and get that.
Yeah.
Pascal, who's that?
Oh, do I live in
or him? He doesn't, I do.
John lives in Edinburgh. Yeah. I live in Scotland. I'm from, we've got a couple of comments, I'll just hold that a second. So I'm from just near Stirling, which is right in the middle of Scotland, right between Edinburgh and Glasgow. But normally I live in Lund in the south of Sweden, which is just a little bit to the northeast of Malmö, quite close to Copenhagen in Denmark actually. And I saw, how did you get the comments? Ah, there we go.
Just finger it.
So Kayu K is saying, I don't usually drink much beer, just one here and there, maybe once per week or 2 weeks, but I've been quite interested by a few on your channel, and I really enjoy watching your videos. Super passionate. Thanks for your work. No, that's awesome. Glad you're enjoying them. Yeah. So Kayu, where are you from actually? Where are you from? Yeah, because I've seen you commenting on quite a few things. So where are you watching from? But yeah, sorry, we're at 80-90% cocoa definitely. Did you get some brown sugar out of this?
No, actually, what I'm getting is I knew I'd put my finger on it eventually. A few sugar producers now do it's like a beet constant. It's like a beet sugar syrup. Which is supposed to be like a sugar substitute kind of thing. It's not very nice, I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, who's that on Tinder? Oh. It's definitely not mine, that was a woman's name. It's reminding me a lot of that. It's like a sugar substitute syrup. Like I think there's prune substitutes as well, which like have a similar kind of like slightly fruity vegetable funk to them. That's kind of what I'm associating with it now. Maybe that's a bit too niche, I don't know. You don't have enough I mean, Donnie's looking after himself. He'll know what I'm on about.
Yeah, I think I can see what you mean. Like a little bit, it has got a little bit of that red fruity kind of vibe to it. Yeah, it's definitely. But for me, I get a little bit of a treacly molasses. Oh, it's not focusing. I get a wee bit of a treacly molasses thing out of this for sure. But yeah, I think mainly kind of woody, nutty. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I'm chewing on a Christmas tree. Like I've already skipped ahead and like started, drinking it. But
I think fruity wise as well, it does have a wee bit of that kind of chocolatey brownie type thing in it. So yeah, definitely a wee bit of a chocolatey brownie sort of thing in it. But
any sherry drinkers in the audience, it's reminding me of a pretty good Pedro Jimenez. It's got that kind of like heavy dark fruit.
I do like a little bit of sherry.
Yeah. But it's not got like the honey sweetness that a PX does. It's like the flavour without the sweet. It's a weird.
I see what you mean with the fruit, because for me, you get a bit. There's definitely a bit of raisiny sharpness to it, but then underneath that, you've got a kind of sultana, like that dried green grapey sort of thing. There is definitely a bit of sultana type vibe to this, but yeah, definitely some plum and raisin. Hello, Leonard. Nice to see you. Video would be to make a video that subscribers say. Yeah, people send me beer quite often, so I've done quite a few reviews. A lot of the, like for example, the Finnish beers that I've reviewed, that's one of my subscribers that organises that for me. The Italian stuff I was talking about, that's been organised.
Such a humble brag. It's like, viewers send me beer all the time.
Oh, I send them the cash. I organise it myself. I send them the cash for it. I'm like, can you do this? I had a guy in Austria actually who started commenting, and I just said to him, "Oh, look, dude, if I send you the money, will you send me a box of stuff of some of your local beer?" And he did it. He sent me like loads of Viennese microbrewed Vienna lagers, and that was awesome to really just get to know that style properly. So
fair enough.
It's good. But yeah, this is nice. So I'm going to taste this. John's already wired into his.
Yeah, you got to catch up, pal.
Slanja. There you go. That's a really nice, like old school Imperial Stout, I think. Definitely. It's not like these kind of pastry stout things.
It's pretty free of adjuncts.
Yeah, this is a bit more of a kind of purist brewing thing. I mean, I'm not a great fan of these these pastry stouts that have that granola type flavour in them.
I don't know, I mean, they're good if, I've had a rough shift, I'm feeling a bit sad, and I'm like, I want to cheer myself up and get fucked up at the same time. A 10% beer that tastes like Angel Delight and, I don't know, jizz or something, works fine, but, sometimes, when you want to drink an actual beer as opposed to, pastry counter at Greg's. This is that.
Yeah, I mean, this I really like. I have to admit, I do miss the old school Imperial Stouts like this, because the focus has been on these big, sweet, Omnipollo, Amundsen type stouts recently.
Oh, that's how that's pronounced?
Yeah. I think so.
It's a good thing I got out of the game on that one.
No, I think it's supposed to be, because it's pollo as in chicken, omnipotent chicken it's supposed to be. So
don't watch my yellow belly video. I screw that up so many times, it's unbelievable.
I actually don't know if quite a lot of people call it omnipollo, so I don't know. I really don't know. I just say omnipollo because I think Spanish chicken. Yeah, pollo. But I love the old school things like this. Some of the best Imperial Stouts I've had recently have been from Finland, and you'd love those because they're big. A lot of them are Scotch whisky barrel aged.
I have other interests, but yes, I probably do.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you say? Yeah, in Finland they've got a drink called sati, and it's basically like smoke, wood, juniper type thing. So they love Scotch whisky barrel aging, and some of those Imperial Stouts, they're really old school like this, but they're like smoky as fuck. Okay. They're like really, really good. There's Brett watching as well. Hello. Yeah, Beardy Brett. Nice to see you, man.
I haven't brought up the vomiting story yet.
Oh dear, Brett.
Never gonna let him live that down.
Yeah, we never let Brett live that down. We never let him live that down. Yeah, but no, Brett's a nice guy. I need to go down to Bournemouth and is it Bournemouth? I forget. Is it Bournemouth or Brighton? I forget exactly where Brett is.
I would love to do some stuff with him, but I don't think I'd be welcome when I do. How much I embarrass the poor man.
Yeah. Loads of folks saying hello from Joyka. Bienvenue en France. Is that what you say? Welcome from France? Or no, that's welcome to France, isn't it? Bienvenue en France. I don't know.
My boyfriend loves croissants. Keep up the good work. That's all I have.
See,
to
I
say.
get loads of French guys comment on the channel. They just write baguette, cheese, and they actually literally do that. And I don't know if this is, I don't know if they're doing this for a joke, that they literally just put like, they either write baguette or they put like loads of baguettes, like the emoji things. They put baguette, wine, cheese. So I don't know if it's.
Depends. It depends. If you're getting cheesy baguette on YouTube, it probably just means that they're having dinner. If you get cheesy baguette on Grindr, that's probably something else entirely.
Yeah, no, that's it. Rasco and Disco, afternoon gents, big beer for a lunchtime hardcore. Nice to see you, Disco.
Yeah, I had a Greg's, you know, had a festive,
we did.
I had a festive bake.
I had
another
a
vegan sausage roll in my bag for emergencies. You know, classy ladies got to keep a sausage roll in her handbag at all times.
Yeah. I just had a regular sausage roll because I'm Scottish and I've got a life expectancy of 40, so why not?
Can I have your channel when you peg out in 10 minutes?
Why not?
Cool.
Yeah, why not? No, it's only for a joke, just some self-derision. Yeah, that's like Scottish people. We just take the piss out of ourselves anyway. Yeah, we hate everybody, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm English, but yeah.
You've survived for a long time up here, though.
Yeah, well, whenever anyone asks, they're kind of like, so why did you come up here? It's like to get away from the other fuckers, that's why. What's the rule on swearing on this again? I mean, it's too fucking late now, so let's do it.
It's too late, yeah. I don't care that much.
Yeah, any 5-year-olds watching, you should fuck the cunt off, but other than that... Sorry, I ruined your channel.
Oh, it's fine. It's all good. It's naughty words, John. Naughty words. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's it. 15%. 15% Imperial Stout at lunchtime on a Monday. I think that's a good.
Yeah. This is already like our second third.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, this.
Yeah.
I assume at some point one of us is going to like fall into Lothian Road and get mistaken for a traffic bump, and someone's just going to run over us really slowly, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. That'll be it. But it's all in good fun. It is all in good fun.
Yeah. It's nice to have audience participation as well every once in a while.
That's
louder.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Oh, we're in double digits. There we go.
We've got 13 likes. I want 13 dislikes. I always remember that. Yeah, I got accused of buying subscribers and stuff. So just everyone we always used to do that, and everyone stream just dislike.
But you know, I have noticed something actually. My videos tend to do better when there's a lot of dislikes. I don't think YouTube will admit to it, but I think they have something in the background that says this one might be a bit controversial. So even though they'll probably like have to issue an apology for whatever's in it, they're probably like, we'll get the ad revenue now, and then later on, like, oh yeah, it's really, sorry about that, and all the rest of it.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, lots of conspiracies. Yeah.
I'm chugging through this alarmingly quick. I should get a latte or something.
Yeah, let's do a wee bit of a tasting then. Anyway.
Oh yeah, bollocks! Before I drink the whole damn thing.
So, middle of the palate then. I think this has got quite a woody backbone to it.
I've just been loving it, clearly, but I mean, I'm a simple boy in that respect. I describe it as like chewing on a Christmas tree. It's got kind of like a tiny furry, F-I-R, not F-U-R, that's a different flavour.
Oh man. They're giving me more likes now. I was like, give me the dislikes, for fuck's sake. Yeah, no, I remember.
Do they even show up any more dislikes? I think they've taken the counter off, haven't they? So like we see it, so we can have a little cry about it, but it's not a public thing.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's
shocking. I want to know how many people hate me, and I want to make it public.
We were doing that with when we go on all that stuff with our friend the beer hooligan was going on. We were just going on and disliking each other's streams and then liking it at the end. We were just doing that.
Does he still exist?
I think,
or has he been cancelled?
I don't know.
You were talking fish about the other day.
No.
Actually, I managed to stay completely peripheral to that complete cunt. I can't wait for.
It's a beer from God's country. It's a British beer from a British brewery.
Yeah, I can't wait for all those neo-Nazi mentals to go on my channel now as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so backbone of this beer then, for me, middle of the palate.
Very strong swerve back onto the road there.
Yeah,
it's like we're driving through the underbrush right now. I'm getting back on the M5.
Yeah, I think neo-Nazis isn't such a good topic. Yeah, we don't like fascists, we don't like communists, and yeah, we don't like theocrats. I think that's, for my channel, that's the 3 rules. Communism can fuck off, fascism can fuck off, and theocracy can fuck off. I don't
Narrow
like any
shoes,
of them.
not a fan.
Yeah, don't like it. Anyway, but yeah. I like that, the swerve. Yeah, anyway. How do we say? What's Joe saying? I wish more American breweries would do barleys or pastry stouts.
You're fingering it wrong.
I'm fingering it wrong, yeah.
There we go.
Ah, there we go. You're good with your fingers.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wish there was more complex beers here. And you're in Quebec? There's loads of good beers in Quebec. Quebec was like the craft beer capital of Canada, but apologies, I'm mentioning Canada for Quebecois. Like, you guys don't like that, I know, but anyway. There are good beers in Quebec. The Eclectic Beard, I've caught alive, hells yeah.
Have indeed, yeah. It's not a good one. I'm in it. I should know. This is shit.
Oh, it's all good.
You can't even see us, like. Yeah. Hang on, let me block out the light so that is it going to adjust? It's not going to adjust. I just look like some kind of demon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Miss Sap isn't in Quebec. He was from Quebec originally. I don't know if I remember anyway. But yeah, let's do the tasting. We should do the taste, right? So
they can't see us anyways. I mean, it's 1 in the afternoon. Most of these guys are probably pissed on Baby Sham or something.
Well, if they're in Quebec, they're just waking up, so they're morning alcoholics.
Hey, we've all put rum on our cornflakes at some point or another. If you don't know what cornflakes are, Google it.
I think cornflakes is like one of the universal things.
It's the universal language. It's like a handshake. Yeah.
What about people who are all of that at the same time? Just kidding. I'm not. We do. I don't know. It's Scotland, man. We hate everyone equally.
That's why we let anyone in.
How could I'd like to send you some Italian beers. How could I? Message me through Instagram and we can talk about that. That's the best way. But right, let's taste the beer.
Right,
let's do the taste of the beer. Cool. Right, so for me, across the middle of the palate, it's quite woody, I think. Definitely quite woody.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got a really quite dense, on top of the wood, I think it's quite, you get that sort of big silky chocolatey kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, if anyone's ever had like the kind of weirdly chalky dark chocolate in like a Black Magic selection box. Maybe that's a bit too specific, I don't know. But basically it's like this not particularly good dark chocolate. We are so in hang on. Like,
the light
I'm gonna move this a little bit in an effort to get a little bit of so you can actually see us again.
Oh yeah, that's went very dark.
Better.
Yeah, that's working better, yeah.
Yeah, because it's trying to focus on the background, I think. Anyway, so it's like crap dark chocolate. But that's not a slight against the beer. That's just kind of like what it's vaguely reminding me of. I'm gonna try and shield this. Hang on, in the way.
That's all right.
It's fine.
We'll go off in about 5-10 minutes anyway. So yeah.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's it's got like a cassia bark kind of a thing. So it's not a full blown cinnamon. It's like cheap fake cinnamon. It's got kind of like a dry, woody, slightly spicy kind of a tone to it.
I mean, at the back of the palate, it's a bit more kind of dry and woody, but in front toward the front, the woodiness gets a little bit sweeter. Then you get like a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of that nutty stuff you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's like if you had a couple of squares of dairy milk and then licked a freshly varnished coffee table. That's the kind of thing that we're getting in terms of like chocolatey to woody.
This is why I like John's channel. His descriptions are like the most sarcastic bastard descriptions you get. This is why it's fun.
Am I wrong though?
No.
Take a sip and then tell me you don't get furniture polish.
Furniture pot, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of like a little bit of a a slight solventy whack to it.
It's just that's the booziness though, I think.
Yeah, but it's a part of the beer.
Definitely, yeah. But I think further back on the palate, you've got a little bit of that. Yeah, you get the really dry bitter chocolate, I think. Then you come further forward, it gets a little bit sweeter. But yeah, in the middle, you've got like a little circle in the middle of your palate. So there's a wee bit of brown sugar there. But I think that's why the beer tastes. It has that, the big booziness, that slightly solventy thing you're talking about, because it doesn't have such a big brown sugary component to it.
Yeah. Do you know what the worst thing is though? I'm sitting here at the minute. It is quarter to 2 in the afternoon, and I'm sat here on a live stream being like, I'm a bit twattered. This has hit me fairly hard.
Yeah, you can feel this.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I think this beer doesn't have such a big brown sugary component to it. There's a little bit of a treacly molasses thing. You're going to get that when it's 15%. For me, I always find that in beer, brown sugar is the thing that really covers the booze. You always get a brown sugary note out of it. So you always get that. And I'm getting a bit of that out of this one. But yeah, for me, this is a really woody, quite silky dark chocolate. Wee bit of brown sugar, but quite boozy. But then yeah, it has got a wee bit. The further you go into the aftertaste with it, you get a little bit of that dry cocoa nibby thing out of it.
Yeah, it's I'd say it's like a cocoa powder as opposed to a drink of chocolate. You know, that's the kind of sort of the chocolatey element to it. And anyone who's ever, you know, fired into a tin of Bourneville and stuck that in hot milk and be like, this is going to be lovely, and then they drank it and gone, this is terrible. You know, it's that kind of, it needs help. If you are in that situation, actually, pinch of salt. Of all the weird things. Don't bother with sugar. A little bit of salt fixes everything.
Yeah. This is nice though. I have to say this is a very, very nice beer in all seriousness.
It is. I seem to be liking it more than you.
I'm just a slow drinker.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, slow drinker. John's getting fired in. But yeah, hoppy side of things for me, edge of the palate. I think there's a fair wee bit of earthiness. You do get a little bit of floral and grassy note to it. I think I do
I'm
get a
not
little
too
bit
sure
of that.
about floral.
I get just a wee bit on the front corners of the palate, just a little bit. But when it's a big beer, when it's a big stout like this, you're not going to get too much hoppy character. Maybe placebo, just because you're so used, when you drink beer, at least for me, I'm so used to getting floral notes, so maybe it's a wee bit placebo.
Like, I'm getting a fair bit of like, you know, roasted coffee notes. You know, but I mean that's endemic to the style at this stage. You know, it's part of the reason why I cover less beers these days, because I felt I was repeating myself a lot in a lot of cases. I'm loving how kind of like sort of preserved fruit this is. You know, so you've got like, you know, raisins, apricots, that kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, no.
But
yeah, fruity side of it is nice, definitely. So let's look at that front third of the palate then, fruity part of the beer. So for me, front third of the palate, like at the back of that, you've got a little bit of that kind of chocolate brownie, cakey sort of thing, definitely. Then as you come further forward, you can feel base of the front third of your palate. It stays like that. It is quite browny and cake-like. Then the fruity esters are nice and oily, and they sit on top of that. So at the back of the front third, I think yes, some sharp raisins. But then what you were saying earlier about the kind of dried fruity thing, I think that's underneath. I think there's a bit of raisin on top of it. Then a bit of that dry sultana datey.
You guys are getting this live, but I'm like seeing this like, you know, in real. Also, it's done the thing again. There we go. Hang on. I'm gonna. This is irritating me now. I'm gonna move this so we can actually fucking see us. There we go. Right, cool. I'm just gonna hold it. There we go. So you've got until my arm gets tired. You know, so you've got at least 20 minutes before this is becoming a problem.
You've got a good arm. You must make your boyfriend very happy.
Just spell it out for the audience, for those that didn't get the joke. Yeah.
But yeah, fruity wise, for me, bit of raisin, bit of kind of sultan underneath. Then I get a wee bit of a kind of light figginess out of it, and a wee bit of
I was gonna say there's a figgy plum apricot kind of an element going onto it. It does have a. It's gonna make any sense. Kind of like if you chewed on a branch, there's like sometimes like quite woodsy but quite fresh kind of an element to it. I don't recommend you ever do that. We were all kids once. You know, it's like, what does this thing in the garden taste like? You know, and it's a handful of dog shit or something. But it's interesting. It's delightful. It goes down easier than it should do, don't we all? But yeah, I found his level, and his level is smut. It's a fruity, chocolatey, delightful, slightly woodsy, extremely strong beer. Because I'm in a third of that, and I'm worried about those 3 steps I have to get. I'm gonna Mr. Bean it down. I'm gonna do a non-intentional cartwheel down there.
Hello to the people who are saying hello and all and all.
Hello. Yes, good evening. Hang on, let me finger the screen again. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go to bed. Me too. Bit tired today. I hope you're live again soon. It's super cool to be able to interact with you and your wonderful guests. Bye bye.
Ciao the now.
Goodbye. Get yourself some sleep. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about this before we...
I think we'll round, just mouthfeel wise, just to round off.
Yeah, let's do that. Hang on, I'm gonna lean my... There we go. I've not got much left.
So, for me, mouthfeel wise, it's kind of bottom end full bodied. It's not the thickest.
Yeah,
it's not the thickest.
It's certainly got a nice viscosity to it.
Yeah, it's quite slick and
Yeah.
quite silky. Yeah.
Goes down easy. If a 1 was a glass of water and a 10 was a glass of, I don't know, bull semen you left in the airing cupboard or something, it's maybe like a 4. You know, it's got a decent thickness to it, but it's not like, you know, it's not treacle by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's definitely, for an Imperial Stout, I think, it's definitely not the thickest. It's got about the same consistency as some of these barrel-aged ones. I always say, when you have a barrel-aged Imperial Stout, you lose a bit of that thickness of the mouthfeel to get the infused flavours. You sacrifice a little bit for that. So yeah, for me, in terms of the Imperial Stout, I think, if we rate that as a stout, I'd say about 5 or 6 on that scale for me. But yeah, quite slick, quite smooth. Carbonation, there's not a lot. IBUs, what do you think about bitterness? Yeah, I think IBU-wise, what would you say about this? How bitter do you think this beer is?
Not massively. Although it's difficult to tell whether it's being blanketed by the rest of it is the issue, because there's a lot of very strong
bit of dryness,
dominant flavours there. There's an element of bitterness, like, you know, if you're like, you know, smacking your gums at the end of it, it's like oh yeah, I just drank a beer, because, you know, the fact that I'm about to, you know, tumble down a flight of stairs isn't telling me that either.
But I mean, the thing is, when I drink an Imperial Stout like this, the brewery that this reminds me of actually in Sweden would be Nerd Brewing. It really reminds me of them, because they've got these, I like, when you drink an Imperial Stout like this, I like these more old school ones, because it gives you that bit of dryness, that bit of bitterness. If you're drinking it, I always say this, if you're drinking it a double IPA, you want to know it's a double IPA. If you drink an Imperial Stout, you want to know it's an Imperial Stout. This one lets you know with that kind of...
Yeah.
It's got a bit of that malty bitterness to it.
Also, every time I look back, your audience figures are changing. You've got a flaky audience, is all I'm going to say. Like, I mean, love you guys, but make your fucking minds up, guys. In, out, Jesus. It's like being an orgy.
Yeah. In, out, it's always good.
Right, well, I'm done,
Yeah.
so...
But, yeah, no, I like this one. I think maybe, say, I mean, 60, 70 IBUs. Yeah, just a really nice, slick, smooth Imperial Stout. I can't believe it. So well done to Thornbridge. I'll see if I can get a bottle of this and do a proper sit-down review at some point.
Innuendo, always worth slipping one in now and again. At what point have any of these been innuendo? Something being smacked in the face with a shovel?
I think John is just a walking innuendo.
Damn right. Still here the whole time, and we appreciate you for
That's
it.
good, yeah, no, thank you for joining. But yeah, I think we can probably round that off just now.
I reckon we're good to.
The plan for the rest of the day, as I said, we had, if Hanging Bat had some of their own beer, we would have done like I would have done a proper out and about video and sat down and done some tastings, but I've been
Say
in here...
it a bit louder so they can hear you properly.
Yeah, they can do that, it's fine. But that's been twice I've come in and they've not had their own beer.
I work in hospitality, and all I will say is it's been a rough time for us. Okay, we're doing the, like, I mean, you know, I run a whiskey bar at the minute. There's a lot of things that we did pre-pandemic that we don't do at the minute, because, you know, people come in and they're like, oh, we used to do this, and we're like, we're taking it slow at the minute. You know, we're taking this one day at a time. We're making sure that we get the basics right. Yeah. And then once we've got a better idea of what exactly is going on, we'll do, because, like, you know, brewing your own beer, doing tasting menus, all that kind of thing. It's the extra stuff. At the minute, we're focusing on opening the doors, putting some money in the tills, giving good service, and making sure that our staff have some wages to go home with. That's what we're focusing on at the minute.
That is
so again, it is disappointing. But from our side of things, we are taking it slow because we got shafted.
That's fair, yeah. No, that's
like, as an industry, we got shafted with this.
Yeah, hospitality is more
so,
yeah.
So
yeah, hopefully maybe sometime later next year, or this was 2022 now, hopefully later this year.
I was going to say next year, what? Okay, fair enough. You're not going to see him for a while, guys, so come over to JohnDrinks.
So hopefully hopefully, like later this year, we can come back to Edinburgh and be able to do like a proper out and about video as we normally do here with some hanging back soda beers, because the ones I've had in the past have been good.
If you can wrap this up in 40 seconds, then that's exactly 40 minutes. So,
Yeah,
or we might need to drag this out for like.
Well, it doesn't have to be rounded, but the plan for the rest of the day, John's going to take me to some of his favourite spots in Edinburgh. We're going to film an out and about video for my channel at Brauhaus with a nice beer and a nice little bit of some whiskey. Brauhaus is supposed to be very good. So it's been nice to have John on.
Oh, it's not focusing anymore. What's going on here? Hang on, there we go. Right.
Yeah, right, but John, thank you for joining for the video. Thank you for using your wonderful arm.
Is it? Well, it is, yeah.
And this was Thornbridge Necessary Evil. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. And I'll be on John's channel for a pub crawl video. He's going to do a pub crawl type video.
Yeah, I'll make something up, don't worry about it.
And I'm sure you'll see John on the channel again in the future in streams and all this. So we can leave it there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Just now.
How do we stop this? Is it the cross? Is
so.
that?
Yeah.
Does this delete
press
it?
the cross now.
Okay. Do I want to stop streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.